Hi everyone and welcome to lesson 4. This is going to be the final lesson of week 1, and in this lesson we're going to be looking into your profile and telling you exactly how to optimize it in order to get seen by the right people. So in this lesson on profile optimization, we're going to be looking at all aspects of your profile, from profile picture and username to your bio, highlights and call to actions. Now don't worry too much if this feels a little bit overwhelming. I will be auditing your profile top to toe in our first one-to-one call if you are part of the pro membership, that is. If not, then make sure to listen closely because I'm about to give you all of the tools that you need to audit your profile yourself. The reason we're talking about optimizing your profile is because your profile on Instagram really is the face of your personal brand. So whether you're a coach, whether you're a creator or a small business owner, it really is going to give the first impression of who you are, what you do, and who you do it for when it comes to people landing on your profile for the very first time. If you optimize your profile properly, you are also going to become more discoverable on the app because certain aspects of your profile are searchable, leading you to be discovered far more easily in both Instagram search aspects and also Google when people search up keywords or phrases that are in your bio and relate to you and your page and your niche. Moreover, your profile, what it looks like, what it says, what it stands for, really is going to be the difference between whether new people that land on your page click that follow button or whether they click off, never to see you again. Okay, so first up, let's have a look at your profile picture and how you should have your profile picture. So there are two archetypes when it comes to profile pictures. First of all, you have the personal profile picture, which is more of a headshot. And if you are more of a professional brand, you might opt to go for a logo. Now, I personally believe that if you have personal aspects of your brand, for example, if you are a coach or if you are a brand with a small team, if you're a creator, if you're an influencer, or if you just have very strong personal branding aspects of your professional brand, to actually go with a picture of yourself or your small team. Now, if you're going with a picture of yourself, I do recommend having a clear headshot cropped from the shoulders up. This is going to be the most recognizable type of profile picture. Particularly, it's going to be more recognizable in places where your profile picture shows up in a smaller aspect. Places like the comment section and above posts. The more recognizable your profile picture is, the better, for many reasons. Often when people see content from creators that they instantly recognize and like, they may interact with it very quickly without even completely consuming the whole of that content, whether that be sort of watching to the end of the video or swiping to the end of the carousel. And as we're going to learn more and more in this course, the more instant engagement that we gather with our posts, the more value Instagram is going to assume that that post has, and in turn, the higher up it is going to show on people's feeds, and the more likely it is to show in places such as recommendations and the explore page. So it may sound like quite a small thing, but having a very recognizable profile picture that also ties in nice and neatly with your brand and your brand voice and your content, your imagery, things like that, the more reach and recognition you can actually get. When it comes to other tips for a personal headshot as a profile picture, I would also recommend looking into the camera and having either a friendly, personable expression, or if you do happen to have a very strong brand voice that sort of associates with a different emotion, for example, humor or sarcasm, or maybe you're very angry, very stern, any kind of expression that relates back to this brand voice that you want to keep consistent, keep that as the expression that you have within your profile picture. Next, I would also recommend having a brand colored background as your profile picture. As you can see here, I have put peach as the background of my headshot because that is my dominant brand color. It's the color that most people associate with me, and therefore that just adds to the recognizability of my profile picture. Now, if you do opt for a logo, make sure that again it is very recognizable. Make sure that you have a very readable logo. Don't include any small aspects of text. For example, if you have a strong logo that's quite easy to read, but you have a small subheading below it that's very small in text and very difficult to read, just take out the subheading. If your logo is, a whole word and it's creating a lot of white space around it, which is something that we really want to avoid, then what I would suggest is just taking either your image-based logo if you have one, or taking the first letter of your brand in your branded logo font and just expanding that to include just the first letter of your logo. Next, avoid any white in your logo if you can. I don't mean tiny little bits of white. For example, I'm wearing a black and white striped dress there. I mean more the background of your logo or of your profile picture. This is because it's going to be, again, far less recognizable in places where your profile picture appears a little smaller, places like comment sections above the post post, etc., because the app itself is white and it will blend into that. Of course, there are people who use their mobiles on dark mode as well. So for the same reason, I would say avoid having a black background. Again, it's just going to make your profile picture blend in a little bit more, and you don't want to blend in when it comes to your profile picture. You want to stand out. And finally, I would just say, again, both with logo and with a headshot, just make sure that you are avoiding having a lot of white space in your picture. White space being the space above and to the side of your central image or text. And despite what the name says, that doesn't actually have to be white in color. For example, the peach that you see in my profile picture there is inherently also white space. Okay, so moving on to our bio name now. Now, the bio name is very different to the username. The username you can see at the very top of the phone there. The bio name is the name that you see directly above your Instagram bio. So of course you are going to want to include your own name or your business name. Other things in your bio name is what I would absolutely recommend including, which is a keyword or a searchable key term. Now, the reason that you want these keywords and searchable terms in your bio name is because your bio name is the only part of your profile apart from your username which is actually searchable via the app. What this means is that if people type in a keyword or search term that's in your bio name into the Instagram search bar, you can come up on their search results. So for example, here you can see that the search term that I have gone for is Instagram coach. Now, you know that I do a lot more than that. However, this is the one that I've chosen because this is the kind of thing that I think people might search for the most. So the most relevant search term, and also the thing that resonates most with the majority of the content that I post. So for example, if somebody searched Instagram coach on Instagram and they weren't following me, they may still find my profile just by searching that key search term. Okay, so moving on to your bio. Again, you can pause and have a look at my bio here if you would like to, but a few rules of thumb that I would suggest when it comes to writing your bio is including how you help people, why people should follow you, and a call to action to your link. Another way that you can structure your bio is by thinking about and writing down who you are, what you do, and how you help. One thing that I would suggest right now is also going to some of your favorite creators' profiles that are within your niche and just take a look at their profile and maybe tick off what they do and don't say. So do they say who they are? Do they say what they do? So what their content is about? And do they say how they help other people? Do they have a call to action to their link? Do they tell people why they should follow them? Take a little look, note down what they do well, what they don't do well, and then start writing out your own bio. And we're going to go over this on your one-to-one, and I'm going to help you to restructure your bio to make it better and more optimized. But just have a look before your one-to-one to get a general kind of view. This can help in our conversation as well to find the perfect bio for you. The final thing I would suggest when it comes to writing your bio is to keep each paragraph short and concise with 1 point per paragraph, and to include an emoji at the start of each paragraph. Now, on social media, Instagram particularly, emojis really act as anchors. So when we read inherently as humans, we don't read all over the place. We tend to actually scan the text. So when we include an emoji as an anchor, it just helps people to kind of anchor back to the start of the next line. All of this just leads back into that readability factor, making it far more consumable for new people to land on your page to understand, again, who you are, what you do, and how you help very quickly off the bat. Okay, so now let's talk about your call to action and your links. Now, a call to action, or CTA, if you don't already know, is a short, punchy sentence that tells your audience what action they should take next. So think about what you want new people to do when they land on your page. It could be to follow you, or it could be to check out your link, or if you're like me, it could be both. So in this screenshot here, I have put follow for daily Instagram tips. That's one call to action. But I've also put join the 6-week mentorship program. Again, this is a little old, but as of when this screenshot was taken, my call to actions were basically telling people to either follow me or check out the program. Now, you don't have to have 2 call to actions, but they can work quite well, particularly if you have different audiences. So my follow call to action is obviously for new people landing on my page. However, join the 6-week mentorship program is targeted more at people who have been following me for a while and maybe know a little bit about the mentorship program already from my posts or my stories. Never put more than 2 call to actions because this is overwhelming, because this kind of illusion of choice is going to be more overwhelming. I would say if you do have more than 1 call to action, then make sure both call to actions actually target different people, just like I've done there. So when you have a call to action that relates to your link, make sure that the link you choose actually directly relates to that call to action. For example, if I had this call to action that said join the 6-week mentorship program, but then it went straight to my homepage, it would likely mean that more people are going going to drop off and not actually join my course, because they then have to search for the link for the place on my website that then takes them to the sign up page for the mentorship program. So instead of having a general link, I would suggest including a link that either goes directly to the call to action page that you're talking about, or having a link tree that does not have a ton of links. So keep it at an absolute maximum of 5 or 6 links in your link tree or in your stand store. If you do opt for a link page or similar, just make sure that the call to action in your bio relates directly to the very first link in your link tree. Again, you don't want people to have to work to find what you want to sell them or where you want them to go. Okay, and lastly, make sure that you have a ton of valuable content on your page. So the reason that you want a ton of valuable content on your page is because getting people to your page is the first step, but it's not going to keep people there. What's going to keep people there is the valuable content throughout your page, and potentially also that follow call to action to help people just go one step further and check that out. But again, we are going to be talking about content in a lot more detail later on, so don't worry too much about this right now. Just worry about optimizing your profile in general. So what I want you to do now is go back over this video. I've also put a few kind of steps below the video in a sort of text lesson format if you want to read it or prefer to read it or want to read back over it. And I want you to go to your profile and make as many of these changes as you possibly can right now. We're going to go through it together, so don't worry if it's not perfect. Just do as much as you can with the information that you have so far. Once you've done that, go on and take the profile optimization checklist quiz. When you do this, you are also awarded your first badge. Now, I'm not sure if you noticed, but within the mentorship platform, there are badges that you can earn by taking all of these tasks. It just shows you kind of like your progress throughout the course. It's a bit of a fun way to do it. So you will get your perfected profile badge when you finish this checklist quiz. Okay, so that is everything. That is all of the lessons for this week. I really hope you enjoyed them. I really hope they were useful. Make sure that you do the worksheets that I have provided. Again, these are optional. However, I really encourage you to do so, because they will just enhance this experience and skyrocket your results far more than if you choose to not do them. Okay, so with all that being said, I'm going to see you in the live, of course, this week, and then I will see you next week when we're going to be talking all about audience mastery. All right, I can't wait for the live. I look forward to that, and I will see you soon.